Okay, sorry. So then what happened? What are we talking about?
We talking about Bobby Brown with
him to fuck the audience. I went, what? And I said, did you just say that? He goes, yeah, I want him to like fuck the audience. I want him to be like that, you know? And I said, all right. He goes, you know how you do it on Soul Train. I said, I don't fuck the audience on Soul Train. He goes, oh, honey, yes, you do. And I said, oh, my God.
Now, that's because you pop that shit. So, you know, wandering minds, you know.
So when I got with Bobby, I said,
Rosie,
Bobby, what about this move? And he goes, let me see it. And I did it. And he went, I got it. Like that. And I also have to give a shout out to Heart and Soul, because there were a group of guys that were dancers in LA, and I knew them on the dancing scene, and they had the most original style. And I told Lul, I said, we need to get Heart and Soul. They're gonna turn these out. They're gonna be great for Bobby. And so they were the ones that were behind him, not the entire group, but you know, Derek and Willie were behind him. And then they went on to become Bobby's choreographer, and they did every little step I take, and they blew up.
They did. You know, Bobby Brown's a god to me. You know, growing up, I would listen to, you know, to every thing he did. He reminds me of my best friend who passed away, Tony Montana. You know, the same height, same style. You know, they was funny like that. They was crazy. That's crazy. Let me ask you something. The first time you heard Lisa, let's big up. She's on here. We got to give people their flowers while they're here. How did you hear Lisa for the first time? And you being Puerto Rican, from Brooklyn, how did you feel when Lisa came on the scene?
When Lisa came on the scene, it was incredible because back then everyone thought that Tina Marie was Puerto Rican, right? At least the Puerto Ricans thought she was Puerto Rican. And you know, and we were like, oh, too bad, we still love her. And then Lisa comes on, and she came so different. She came with the vibe that we understood. You know what I mean? She was like singing to us, and she was so unapologetic in her style, what she wore, her sass, everything. And she was so fly. I mean, every girl, every young girl, little girl, young adult woman, they could front all they want, but you know they were in the mirror with a hairbrush singing, I wonder if I take you home, you know, because it was just so dope. It was so, she just took over. She took over, you know, and she and Full Force created a whole new type of sound.
Yeah, she was the first. She opened the door. She was the first urban Latina artist, not just Puerto Rican. She was the first. You know, I'm watching, just to skip away, but me and my daughter, which is really like educational. We watching Selena on Netflix. They got a series, and we talking about the birds and the bees, everything. My daughter's 14. We talking about a whole bunch of stuff that we can relate to there. And you know, parent stuff. And it's crazy because with Lisa, you know, Selena was trying to do what Lisa was doing. Not in no disrespect, but so far what I see, if it's accurate, she was singing Tejano, but she was listening to Jody Watley and Janet, and she had a dream of being like an urban Latina artist. Like, that was her real dream throughout this whole, to the part I got it, is she just keeps on telling her pops, yo, I want to do English. I want to cross over. But Lisa was early with that. You know, when you went, you choreographed the Fly Girls, right? Mm-hmm. And so you out in LA, y'all doing the living color, bro. That's a different, like, everybody's rich from there, right? Like, everybody blew up from it. Yeah. So we started running around saying, yo, I'm interviewing. I was at Khaled's house. I'm interviewing Rosie Perez, and he says, yo, in living color, and my man Dre and Rich, and and everybody starts naming people. I'm like, fuck, Jim Carrey. Like, I mean, like dudes done got billions off of living color. But now that we're talking about Boricua on that subject, when J-Lo, how did you first meet J-Lo, and did you know she was going to be a superstar like she is now?
Yes, I knew. I knew. It was during the auditions because one of the Fly Girls had left, to put it politely, and we went on a whole big search because we initially had auditions in Los Angeles, and it wasn't working out. And I told Keenan, I said, you gotta let me have what I need. I need New York, you know. And my first choice was actually Big Les. And
From BET. Big Les tried out.
yeah, Big Les, and why am I forgetting her name? She's now a humongous, famous choreographer. Oh, it was Les's partner. She's huge. Fatima Robinson.
Fatima.
So I wanted either Big Les or Fatima, and this other girl, Josie Harris, and I knew them from the clubs, and I knew that they could just turn it out, and I was turned down, and so we couldn't find anyone in LA, and that hurt when and you know, when I knew those girls too, and it was hard for me to say I'm sorry, you know, you can't get in. And we day, and me and my choreographer assistant, Arthur Rainier, we were going on, and all of a sudden I remember I turned my head and I pointed. I said, that one. And Arthur goes, she's all right. I said, yeah, but she could be taught. I said, look how quick she's picking this up. And he goes, yeah, but she ain't Fatima, she ain't Big Les. I said, yeah, she's her, she's her. And I said, I think that's the one. And I said, she has star quality. And I got turned down again. He told me no. And it was really up to the other brothers. They said no. And they denied this, but I'm sorry, I was there. I was in the moment. My partner was there. This is what happened. And her do the routine over and over and over and over again all day. She did not complain, not once. Not once. So we go back to LA without her. I'm pouting. We have another set of auditions in LA. They picked this girl, and the girl was a fine dancer, but she had not, there was no real true, you don't have that. It doesn't come out, the feeling doesn't come out the right way when you're a dancer. And I said, Keenan, we got to fire her. And I told the girl, I said, you should go out and live, have sex, you know, get an orgasm going on, do something, because you technically are incredible, but you know what, you haven't lived, and it shows when you dance. That's the only missing element. She cried. She thought I was the meanest person in the world. Afterwards, she ended up dancing for Prince, and I saw her at the concert. She goes, I want to thank you. I said, oh, you lived, huh, honey? And she's like, yes, I did. But then all of a sudden, Keenan calls me in his office, and he says, we're going to get the girl that you wanted. I said, really? What happened? And then he goes, we're going to give you a shot. If she fails, you're fired. I went, oh my God. I was like, okay. And he says, another thing, she has to cut all her hair off. I went, you can't do that. She's Puerto Rican. And he goes, I think she'll look better with short hair. And I go, no, she's Puerto Rican. You don't do that. We don't do that. And he didn't understand what I was saying. You understand what I'm saying.
I understand.
It took me all day to do this, okay?
So you knew she was a superstar. You knew she was a superstar, and you saw it in her. You maybe not just dancing, you just said, this girl got the quality. Now, you saying a lot of shit that's real. And in this day, some people, you're a female, so you can say it. But if a guy says it, it sounds crazy. But I'll tell you, We had, shout out to my brother Jesse Terrero, Yuli Terrero. We were shooting a video. I won't say which one.
Hi,
Yuli, we love Yuli. We were shooting a video. We went on the radio in New York. We said, all the girls want to be in the video, come through. Right? I had my wife with me. Since everyone know, we was all in there. There was a long line, like you said. This beautiful girl walks up, and this is a real story, Rosie. She took all her clothes off. And we was like, whoa, whoa, whoa. She was like, yo, I'm here to do whatever I got to fucking do to get on. My wife jumped on her and put her clothes on and said, put your clothes on. But she said, you got the part. You got the part. And it was girls, got everything. It was the whole thing. We gave her the part. This girl went on, I won't say the name, to be a big deal. But we knew when we seen her, this bitch is bout it. Like she was like, yo, this is my one shot. I don't, and it was crazy, but she really did blow up, like on another level. But we'll keep that like that. You know what I'm saying? But you could see people who want it, and be like, oh shit, this person's gonna be a superstar. Another person who did that to me is, I was at a show, some type of damn, I want to get it right. I think it's I think it's Lex. What's Lex? Lex, not Lex from name. Well, somebody that had like a Latino award, the DJ award. Damn, man, he's gonna kill me. But anyway, I was given an award for Sal Abatello. It was like in honor of Sal Abatello from Fever. And when I'm giving him an award, I'm waiting backstage to give him the award. Two guys come up to me. Hey, yo, Fat Joe, what's up? We comedians. Yo, we're going to be big. And I looked at these guys. People tell me this every day in the fucking supermarket, wherever you go. So I looked at them. They didn't tell me no jokes. I looked at them. I was like, I never forgot these guys. That's Deezus and Miro who have the show. I fucking knew it. When I seen their show, I was like, and when I went to their show, I said, y'all remember? They was like, yeah, we remember. I was like, motherfucker, I knew y'all was going to make it. I knew. It's something about people where you could just tell they got it.
They got it. You know, the sad thing about that at times.
Shout out to my man Pills. My man Pills. That's his award show. You know Pills, Dominican Pills. Yeah. Pills award show. I'm sorry about that. But go ahead, Rosie. I'm sorry.
If anybody who's aspiring to become something in the entertainment industry, one of my mentors, George C. Wolfe, he's a playwright and film director, and he's very instrumental in my life. And I remember one time he told me, he said, you see that actress? You know why she's not going to make it? I said, why? And he goes, she doesn't want it enough. You can't just have talent. You got to want it. And he says, there's this old Russian proverb. It says, he goes, but I'm going to work with her. I'm going to try to pull that desire out, because the Russian proverb goes, we must support the truly talented, because the truly untalented will always find their way to the stage.
That's a super fact. And in reference to what you said, I'll give you something. And you said it yourself. You said, listen, I danced with people that were better than me. I just wanted it more, right? And the same thing with me. I grew up with the whole Digging in the Crates crew, Lord Finesse, everybody and whatever. And I knew 100 million rappers that were better than me. But I went to amateur night at the Apollo. I won 4 weeks in a row. I was going to all the parties. I wanted to do it, right? And I knew guys that were better than me. Like, to this day, I knew guys that were better than me, but I went for it, and I was driven to get it. So you got to be hungry to do that. What I was going to tell you is there's different stories to this. Spike tells me you were in a club in LA and you were dancing on top of a speaker, and he didn't want to get sued, so he had security bring you down. And you talked to him all type of New York crazy, Brooklyn crazy. And he said, where you from? And he's like, I'm from Brooklyn. And he was like, you might be the star of this movie I'm doing. Did it happen like that? Because he said you got a totally different story.
Yeah, what happened was is that he was having a butt contest to see which black woman in the club had the biggest ass. And so I got up on the speaker to make fun of it. And you know, I just felt it was disgusting. And so then he came over with security. That is true. And he was telling me to get down. So I got all like nervous and stuff, and I almost started crying, like, oh my God, they're gonna throw me out of this club. And then he said something, he said, tonight is fate. And I said, you wish. And he fell out laughing. And that's when he says, where are you from? I said, I'm from Brooklyn. And he said, oh my God. And I just went to walk away. And he went, wait. And I was like, And my girlfriend, Marion Wade, my college buddy, was with me. And she kept poking me. She goes, do you know who that is? I go, no. And she's like, that's Spike Lee. I go, so? And he said, please, here's my card. I want you to call me because I want you to be in a movie. And I think you could be a really great. I said, I'm not an actress. He goes, oh, yes, you are. I said, no, I'm not. He says, remember this night. Tonight is fate. Remember this night. Gave me the card. I walk out of the club and I went to throw it in the garbage. And it missed the garbage. And my girlfriend, Marion, dove after the card and says, are you crazy? And so she took the card and she called him the next morning. He says, I don't want to talk to you. I want to talk to the girl, the Puerto Rican girl. And she said he wants to talk to the Puerto Rican girl. I said, how do you know I was Puerto Rican? She went, really? And that's how it happened. You know, I still had to audition. People think he just gave me that role. He didn't just give it to me. I had to audition with Robbie Reed. And she called him and said, this is the one. This is the one. And my life was forever changed.
That was it. That your life was changed.
Yeah.
Right? And what's so unique about that movie is there's so much racial tension in that movie, but it shined a light on how the Boricuas, the Puerto Ricans, and the black people walk together and how we in the same community together. Like, so other people outside of New York probably looked at that like, what the fuck is going on here?
Yeah.
Right? But in New York, it happens every day. What was that like when you had these sexy scenes? You went from not being an actress to sexy scenes? You know?
Seriously. I mean, even when on Soul Train, when I first got on Soul Train, I didn't even have sex yet. How about that? Like, I was naive.
That's a joke for a moment. Continue. No sex, Soul Train. No guy from Shalimar. No Jeffrey Daniels from Shalimar.
Oh my goodness. See, this is why I was like, I'm too nervous. I'm going to be too comfortable talking to you and things are going to come out. Okay, so anyway.
No, you see, we celebrate our icons and our legends. We don't jam nobody up. This is all love.
Okay.
This is called giving your roses while we here, enjoying it, giving these people going through a real tough time now, Rosie. We're making them happy right now, talking to them on this show. So you went from not acting to doing sex scenes in Do the Right Thing. Yeah. What was that like?
It was terrifying. It was terrifying. And the reason why you don't see my face with the infamous Ice Cube scene, because I started crying. And Spike hates when I tell the story, but I started crying because I started to feel exploited. I didn't feel that it was artistic. I was like, yo, this motherfucker's getting off on me. This ain't cute. No, because I didn't realize it was gonna go down that way. And it was Ernest Dickerson. He was the DP at the time. He's a film director now. He directed Juice, by the way. He was the DP, and Darnell Martin was the camera operator, and he told Darnell to stop filming, and he shut it off. And Spike got really angry, and he said, Spike, this is wrong. This is wrong. And so that's why we went to the knees.
Yeah, but that was a legendary scene, Rosie. Like, you know, that we could talk about the shit 30 years later, and that's the scene. That's like, now you realize it was artistic, right? Holy shit. Okay. We can do the right thing and move on from there.
Yeah.
I mean, Oh, shit. Jesus Christ, don't do that to me. Don't do that to me. Don't do that to me. So White Man Can't Jump, right? So rest in peace, Alex Trebek.
Yeah.
Right? And then I got real gas because one day he did he lost a lot of weight, used to have beef with 50 Cent, who is Fat Joe, right? And then when I'm watching that, and I'm looking at you, I'm thinking about, and White Man Can't Jump, your whole dream was to get on this show. And what was that like? Meeting Alex Trebek and all that.
It was surreal because, like I said, I was like a nerd. I was a bookworm, and I watched Wheel of Jeopardy and then Wheel of Fortune right after. Actually, I still do. and he came out, and I just couldn't believe it, and it added to the scene because I thought I was gonna throw up. I was that nervous and that excited at the same time, and that's why I. Not only the
I did Arsenio Hall. I could have died that day. Like I thought I blew up. Like I was like, oh my God, Arsenio Hall, like that type of thing.
Yeah, but White Man Can't Jump was the project I had the most fun on. This other project, a TV show I did for the UK with Jack Whitehall.
Rosie, let me ask you one question. Let's go back. So Spike
okay.
is our brother. We love Spike. No disrespect. No.
That was.
Oh,
they
was trying to get it twisted. Like, so let's fix that real
everybody
quick.
Needs to pause and relax because listen, I was young, and that was the situation then. I didn't read the script correctly. Everything that he said, everything that he had did, it was scripted, but I didn't understand the totality of the situation, right? Mm-hmm. So even after that, we hugged it out and we were fine. You know what I'm saying? So the thing is that Spike and I are still friends to this day. Spike and I, we love each other. I'm really good friends with his wife, Tanya, and I will be forever indebted to this man. That was a minor moment, and everybody, that makes me upset because he's a wonderful, wonderful
give
person.
thanks, but these people, you know what I mean? Don't worry about them. We cleared that. We cleared it, Rosie. You did the.
All right, because I speak to Spike a lot. Text back and forth, hang out. Have a drink at George's. We do our thing. We have a good time. He's a good man. He's a good man with good intentions. It's just that He's
a great man. Yeah, I love him too. That's why let's do that. And so now, White Man Can't Jump. You said you had the most fun you ever had.
Ever had on a project. And second to that was this UK TV show I did with Jack Whitehall. But nothing has ever topped the experience that I had on White Man Can't Jump. I mean, it felt like it was summer camp. We had so much fun. I mean, the insanity that was going on off camera was bananas. Woody was high every day.
Dallas Austin, super producer. He won't stop. He's my brother. He won't stop saying he loves you, worships you, loves you. Dallas Austin on the check-in.
Well, me and Dallas go way back, and I got mad love for the person. And I was there. I met him when he was with a DJ for Joyce Irby. Yeah, and he and a producer, record producer. Dallas Austin tried to get me to do a record, and I kept saying I can't sing. He said, "Well, why don't you rap?" And I was like, "Who would want to listen to me rapping? Are you crazy?" And he begged me, and he wrote this song, and it was I didn't really like it, and he goes, "It's gonna be." He
had something. He was ahead of his time. Big Pun used to beg my wife all the time to rap and say, yo, you be our Little Kim, the Spanish Little Kim. She was like, fuck no, I'm not doing that shit, Pun. But, you know, the way now, you know what I'm saying? Kim Kardashian put out a record. You know what I mean? Like, he was ahead of his time with it, whether it worked or it didn't, but he was on to something.
Yeah, he was, because he was an innovator. He was ahead of the curve. He thought like nobody else thought back then, back in the game. I mean, I remember hanging out with Dallas and he was listening to Paul McCartney and Bread. I was like, I want to make it with you, that song from Bread. I want to make it with you. I said, what do you know about that? He says, I love all kinds of music. I was like, wow, 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 wow. Like he could produce anybody. He's amazing. So shout out to Dallas.
Shout out to Yuli. Yuli's on the comments too.
Oh my God.
You got a lot of interesting characters on the air. Everybody loves you. They on here. Tell me about this latest thing. What is the movie you got? I keep trying to find the name where you're the cop and it's some weird shit. All these girls are killers and they're trying to save the little Asian girl.
Oh, Birds of Prey.
Yo, I love that fucking movie. I've seen it like 20 times.
Yeah, that
looked like it was fun to make.
It was tough to make, but we still had fun because I loved hanging out with Margot and Mary Elizabeth Winstead, Journey Smollett, who's amazing, and then the little girl, Ella, and you know, all of us females, we had such a blast, but it was really, really hard. You know, and they all assumed, shout out to 8711, the fight team. They've done everything from John Wick to Mission Impossible, you know, Jason Bourne. And when I get to training my first day, they said, okay, you're going to be the boxer. I said, what? They go, you're going to be the boxer like Mike Tyson. You know how Mike Tyson holds his fist? I say, yeah, like this. And they go, yeah, that's why we want you to do. And I go, I don't box. I do Kung Fu. And everyone fell out laughing. I said, I'm not being funny. I'm serious. I do Kung Fu. Can I do Kung Fu? And they were like, no, Journey's doing Kung Fu. I said, Journey, you want to trade? And they were like, no, you're going to box. You're the first lady of boxing. What do you mean you don't know how to box? I said, I know how to fight. I know how to kick somebody's ears, but I don't know how to box. This is a completely different thing. And so my first day of training, while I'm trying to throw a right cross in a pivot, I tore my MCL, my meniscus disc in my knee. And I thought Warner Brothers was going to replace me. And I even said, I said, y'all should replace me. And they go, nope. And I had to suffer through it, you know. And, you know, but the girls were wonderful. And my stunt double, Tara, she was wonderful. They were so supportive.
Man, I love that movie. It's a crazy, bugged out movie, but I watch it all the time. I love it. I didn't even know the name, but you guys, you kicked some ass. The ladies was kicking ass.
Yeah, that was fun. And me beating up those big guys, oh my God. Even after a take, I remember I didn't know that they yelled cut, and I'm still with the baton like, and they're like, stop. But we had fun. I loved doing the fight scenes. I really did. But they're not easy. They are not.
And you got this HBO series now, The Flight Attendant, right?
Yeah.
And what's that like? You know, you stay working though, Rosie. You've been doing this how many years? You look beautiful. You look young. Not trying to say your age, but how many years you been in this business?
Over 30. Over 30 years.
I'm 26. Rapping.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah, don't give me another fucking year, man.
Rare.
Keep that shit to yourself. I'm 26 years in the game rapping.
That's amazing. Congratulations, you know.
Man.
I mean, yeah, but everybody knew that. Like we was talking about earlier, everybody knew that about you, Joe. Everybody. They were like, this guy is going to blow up. He's going to put Puerto Ricans on the map in the rap game. Everybody said it.
Well, tell me what that's like. I would like to hear that because I wasn't with everybody telling me that when I was busting my ass trying to make it. I didn't know they knew I was going to do it.
Well, I remember Chris, KRS-One. I remember he and I having a discussion about you. He asked me what I thought about you, and I said, I think he's amazing. I said, seriously. I said, because he has his own thing going on, and he speaks to a specific culture that extends out. You know, it's not just specific to Boricuas or New York, out to the Black community, and extends out to the urban community. And then he has a slice of pop to him without selling out. I said, that he's going to win. He's going to win. And, you know, back then, a lot of record company executives used to ask me my opinion on new emerging artists because, one, I choreographed a lot, but two, when I got to In Living Color, I asked Keenan, I said, can we have musical acts at the end? You know, I think it'll be kind of fly. And he was like, okay, well, you got to produce that segment. And I was like, ugh. But I got to pick all the music for the Fly Girls to Dance, except two songs. Sean Wayans picked I Wanna Sex You Up, that song.
Oh yeah, I love that song, Color Me Back.
Color Me Back. And Arrested Development. But everything else I had picked. So then A&R people started calling me and saying, I got a new artist. Will you listen to this track and let me know what you think? And oh, you know who did that? You know who did that, Joe? L.A. Reid. L.A. Reid called me up one day and he said, I want you to hear this track. I said, okay, let me hear it. And I said, that shit is dope. He said, really? But it's so weird. I said, yo, you better sign these people before someone else does. And it was Outkast. It was Outkast. I remember that. It was sick. But anyway, back to you. You came on the scene. I hope everybody knows this. You were so different. That's what I mean about being unapologetic for who you are as an artist. That's what makes you stand out, you know, and you embodied that. You know what I mean? And it was fantastic to watch you just keep going and going and going and going. And in the rap game,
I didn't want to say that, Rosie, but 2 years ago, maybe last year, when we did the Eric B and Rakim tribute, and I'm performing All the Way Up, and it's #1 at the time. When I turned around and I saw you, I seen the look in your face. It was like, I'm proud of this guy. I'm glad he's still doing it. Did I get the look wrong, or was it what? Because that's how I looked. When I looked at you, it felt like you was like, wow, this guy.
100%, 100%. You know, and you're Boricua. I mean, it was just pride and just joy and happiness for you. You know what I mean? And yeah, I remember Cool Herc went over to me. He goes, "You all right?" Because I was like, "I'm fine." Like, I wonder what my face looked like because I remember that.
Nah, you just looked like you was just like, you know. I mean, you know, you've been in this hip hop. It was an amazing night, and then I come out and I do All the Way Up, and you know me since day one, since second video I ever shot, and I just looked at you. I thought, you know, the look in your face to me was looking like you was like, wow, like I'm proud of this guy. Like this guy, you know what I mean? He's still here. You know, we meet people every day in this business that come and go or whatever. But your face was looking like, look at this. This guy, this guy's over here.
Yeah. And then I saw you on MSNBC. I couldn't believe it. With
with Ari.
Oh man, that was fantastic.
I love when you go in there. Tell me about politics, because I feel like you got really into politics these last couple of years, or maybe it's been forever. But you know, I've been seeing you like on the politics circuit, and for one time, anywhere I looked, you was just everywhere I looked.
Well, I was in the activism field since 1988. So, you know, and then it was the AIDS epidemic and everything like that. And then when I got into the entertainment industry, I immediately saw the red carpet as an opportunity, as a platform. And, you know, like a lot of my friends were passing away from AIDS. I mean, and it was support. And I was like, really? And I just getting deeper and deeper and deeper. And then this guy who passed away, he was a mentor of mine too, Dennis De Leon. And he worked for City Hall for a while. He pulled me in. David Dinkins pulled me in. And then I was set. And then I was so in. And Dennis De Leon also got me for Obama's Presidential Advisory Council on HIV and AIDS. And I got vetted and I got selected. And it was because of him. And also the work that I had done prior. But so I've always been in the politic game, but I was
when Obama is going for president, first time, you know, they need that Latino vote. So there was a guy, I'm going to tell people some shit. There was a guy from his camp that was secretly meeting with me and was like, yo, we need the Latinos, we need the Latinos. You know, Daddy Yankee had endorsed McCain or some shit. You know, it was like, yo, this guy was meeting with me, right? So I tell him one day, I mean, this might be too much, right? I'm going to be honest with you. Dre, stop me if I'm saying too much. So I'm meeting with this guy, and I'm going hard. Obama, Boricua, Latinos, go, let's go, everywhere. They asked me, when am I going to meet Obama? He said, oh, you can't meet Obama, man. You've been vetted. You know, you was a bad boy years ago. You can't meet Obama. Like, you know, we appreciate everything you're doing. It was like, holy shit. Like, what the fuck? What list am I on? Like, is this crazy? And yo, and that's crazy. When I got vetted, I ain't make the vet. I ain't now we cool, Michelle Obama up and stuff and all that. But you know, maybe at the time I was too hardcore. I don't know. You know. Let me ask you something before the last question. Forget that, Joe. Who's your top 5 rappers or rap group of all time?
Top 5. Oh man, you put me on the spot. Well, Eric B. and Rakim. I would say number 1. Number 2, I would say. Well, number 2, it has to be 2A and 2B. So you have to give me that. So 2A and 2B is Jay-Z and Nas. A Tribe Called Quest. Gosh. The Brand Nubians. Love the Brand Nubians. Mobb Deep.
That's 5.
Oh, that's all I get. Okay.
You got Mobb Deep. You got the Brand Nubians. You got Eric B. and Rakim. You got Jay-Z and Nas. Tribe
Can I
Called Quest.
keep going?
Keep going.
Remember the group home? Love the group. Love the group home.
Now you're talking my language.
You know what I'm saying? I love you, Cass. There's a lot. There's so many. Large Professor. Oh my God, I love.
I'm looking at the front door. I used to play that. I used to play that for hours and hours. The one song, shout out to DJ Sergi's. I used to make him play that for me all day, Large Professor. They know. Like, this is a different thing. It's one thing to be humble, You remember the guy used to be the referee in the boxing? He used to go fair but firm. Like
Yeah.
he used to go, I'm fair but firm. The
That's
referee
Mills Lane.
Mills Lane used to be like fair but firm. All right, I'm humble, but don't get it messed up. I know, and boy, I got a missile coming, another hit record coming their way. I made a soundtrack to this show, the Big Show, and it's coming out amazing. But I made a hit that's like 1,000,000% a smash. The second you hear it, you're like, Jesus Christ. I didn't even know I could do it no more. I retired, but I said, let me make a soundtrack for the show, and boom! Shout out to Dre of Cool and Dre. They produced it. You know what I'm saying? And it's a super smash hit record. But I appreciate that. I want to ask you one more thing. Have you been thinking about a Rosie Perez series, like for Netflix or Amazon or some girl playing you and telling your story in the business? Man, I'm getting good at this journalism.
Yeah.
Yo, Rosie, we love you. What it means to you to be Boricua? Because I know we got the Boris for real in here, and I know you real true school Boricua. What does it mean to you to be Boricua?
Life. I had that foundation to stand upon. You know, when I incurred racism and stuff, you know, as a little girl, like, what are you? Can I touch your hair? You know, why do you speak like that? You know, I, you know, the feeling. It was like, I'm Puerto Rican, just so you know, pa que tú lo sepas. You know what I mean? So it's everything. It's everything to me. And I don't believe in nationalism in that sense, but I do believe in being Puerto Rican and the island and all the people here on the mainland. It's just something that's so special, and that's why everybody gravitates towards it. You know, everybody loves it. You know, so. You know, but shout out to your boy. He did good. Knockout King. Talk about Boricua from Brooklyn.
And the Balanga.
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness.
16-0, 16 knockouts first round. I know you're a big boxing fan. I mean, they try to act like it's regular, but I mean, I've never seen nobody knock out 16 people in a row in the first round. And this guy he just fought was supposed to be big. He sparred with Canelo, so he knocked him out in the first round. It ain't been since Tito Trinidad that we seen somebody like Edgar Balanga in the Boricua world.
Yeah, but at least well, I don't know about the Boricua world, but you know what? We got to give a shout out to Teofimo Lopez.
Oh yeah, he's mean.
He's mean with it, and he's confident, and he has that swagger. People getting angry at him because of his swagger. His swagger is why he's champ. His swag, that's what people don't understand. Like, even like with Mike Tyson, it's like you gotta be that person in order to step in the ring. You know what I'm saying? You're getting punched in the face for a living. You got to have confidence. You gotta have that belief system, and Teofimo has it. You know, he really does. And you know, he's just feeling himself, but that's all right. He worked hard for it. You know, he wanted this ever since he was a little kid.
Edgar Balanga's in the comments. He said he's tuned in. But yo, Edgar.
Tell him I said congratulations.
He's there. He's like this. He's a real body from Puerto Rico and Brooklyn. Like he's the truth. But one thing that Edgar did when he won, because the other guy was talking a lot of crap and he sparred with a couple of champions, and the champions bigged up the other guy, and it was like, yo, the other guy's tough. Edgar Balanga ain't fight nobody. But Edgar Balanga, after he knocked him out, he told him in his ear, because I spoke to Edgar. Edgar told him in his ear, yo, I know about all them other guys. You fought a real one tonight, Poppy. Just know you fought a real one tonight, boy. Ah!
I love it. I love it.
Oh my God! I mean, just that. When you talk about the swagger of after he knocks the guy out, the guy was talking all that. He tells him in his ear. Edgar told me, he told him, "Yo, Poppy, I know about Canelo and all them, but you fought a real one tonight, Poppy." Like, right after he touched the canvas. You give me hype, Rosie. Don't get me hype.
I'm sorry. And
Yeah,
shout out to Miguel Cotto.
Like, huh?
And we have to mention Miguel Cotto from Puerto Rico.
No. Miguel Cotto is an honorary mention, a champion. He's a real one. Trinidad's my favorite. Like, I don't have too much pictures, but I got a picture of me and me and Pun. The first time any rapper ever performed bringing a boxer in the ring was me and Pun in the Trinidad De La Hoya fight. And Don King wanted to bring Ricky Martin to walk Tito in the ring. I said, "Yo, bro, I don't think you understand. We the gangsters, bro. You want us walking them in there." And but Tito, that was a special time.
Was that the fight at the Garden?
When he looked, huh?
Was that at the Garden?
No. That was in Vegas. We walked him in against De La Hoya. And we did deep cover, twins deep cover, me and Pun. And I remember everybody, because nobody ever thought of it. So I'm looking at Jay-Z in the crowd. I'm looking at everybody in the crowd. Their eyes opened up like, holy shit, why we never thought of this shit? Like, they were like, why we never thought of this shit? That hip-hop, the rappers that was in the crowd was like, motherfuckers, these how they thought of this shit. And we up in there, dead in the middle, a little widdly, little. And they were like, oh! And that's one of my favorite things I ever did in my life. But just so that you know, the only other boxer I ever walked into the ring with is called Edgar Balanga out of the Lower East Side and Brooklyn.
Yeah.
This boy's the truth. This boy's the truth. Rosie, we thank you so much. I love you. Thank you so much for doing the show. You know, we till the wheels fall off, we're going to do this.
Okay. Well, thank you for having me so much. I really appreciate it. I wish I could. Is there a way that I could read the comments or they go? They don't go.
No, they've been there the whole time, Rosie. If you ain't seeing it now, I don't know what's going on.
I just want everybody.
Lisa just clapped.
Lisa
just clapped.
For all your comments,
Julie just threw fire signs.
I love
Remy
you.
Ma just threw roses.
Remy Ma, yo, what's up, girl? I miss you.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
She just threw roses.
Oh my gosh. Oh my goodness.
So everybody loves you. Everybody loves you, and thank you for making the people happy tonight. And thank you for coming on the Big Show.
I had a fantastic time, and thank you for having me.
Thank you. We love you, Rosie.
And happy Christmas and Merry New Year.
Love you.
Love you too. All right.
Bye-bye.
Shout out to Dan.
Oh shit! I ain't know who she was shouting out. Dan. Who? Dan. You don't know who I know. You don't know who I know. And so every night. Which one? The one we came on with? No. All right, let me go. Let's play it, man, because we got to. She's on the check-in. No. Get Dre. That's why you get paid to manage and be behind the scenes, and this guy gets paid to produce the show. Yo, listen, man. You don't know who I know. And you think this is easy. Rosie Perez, icon, living legend, broke down doors. Uncle Dan's the man. Woo! Yanga Balanga. You might have to come out for this one next. You might have to walk in the ring like this. Woo! Prestige Jewelers, the biggest in the game. I know you're wondering. Siraka must find a vodka. We the biggest in the game. Tomorrow night, we won't stop. We will bring the biggest. most relevant, most accurate, most talk in the streets will be here tomorrow night. We are the biggest. Bleezy Nation up NYC. Let's go, Lisa. Oh, I don't know. Shout out to Colt Jam. Wonder if we can see it. Ah, man. All right, Rich. Yo, Rich, we got it. It's fading. It's fading, my brother. I don't know if that was a DJ move, but we love you, my brother. Check this out. This is the biggest show in the game. By far the biggest. Nobody can compete. Nobody can come close. You name them, we've had them. If we ain't have them, we get them.